Greetings guys and gals, this is XIJABERWALKIX bringing you the best in esports. Today we have Starcraft Broodwar, the PDPOP MSL round of 16 day 2. This is going to be HoGiL versus Snow on Circuit Breaker, spawning at cross positions. It looks like Snow is going to be at the top left as the teal Protoss player, and at the bottom right we have HoGiL playing yellow. Oh my god. I forgot about how ugly HoGiL is, but he's going to be spawning at the bottom right as that ugly yellow Zerg. This is on Circuit Breaker. It's going to be a 4-player map. Open space in the middle, bridges going to each expansion. And, you know, this is just macro-oriented play. This map really makes for macro-oriented play. And Snow and HoGiL both in the 40 to 70 win range, and even though they've been with the scene for, you know, quite some time, they're not that experienced. That's what people don't realize. It's like, oh, HoGiL and, you know, Snow have been in the league for X amount of years, but they really haven't played that much. I mean, Bisu has round 250 wins comparatively, and that's quite a bit. That's almost 4 times the amount of wins. It's 4 times the amount of games. And it just goes to show you how much of a difference it is. Forge first, even before a scout. Well, I guess that is really standard since he missed the first scout. If he's going to scout him second, he wants to definitely put the Forge on first to be safe. 12 hatch going down for HoGiL, it looks like. So once he sees that 12 hatch, we're going to see Nexus in the gates. Probably no cannons until after that gateway is finished. Overlord Scout's going in the right direction, but he's sending out a drone scout just in case for any type of early super cheese like Cal did versus some Zerg player. Don't quite remember who that was. No, wait. Was it even a Zerg player? I don't know. Well, whoever Cal played in the round of 16, he did a 2-gate cheese versus, and no, it was a Zerg player because I remember the Zerglings just going around and around, trying to find that proxy, and they were fortunately unable to do so for quite some time. Spawning pool going down as well, so he did throw down that Nexus, you see. And this is going to turn into the classic PvZ. Nothing unstandard about this game at all. Gateway going down, so probably going to see 1 or 2 cannons, depending if he can keep that scout in the base and see how many Zerglings pop out of those eggs when that spawning pool is finished. If he really can't, going for that double expansion for HoGiL, so probably not going to see too many Zerglings. He's probably going to want to kind of focus on droning up and macro-oriented play. He did fill up his geysers, so going for his gas. Possibly might pull drones, but I kind of highly doubt it. I think he'll keep those drones on the gas, to be honest. Probe's still in the base, which is really good for Snow. He's going to be able to scout. Going to know how many cannons to throw down if he needs to throw down any cannons at all at this early point. Usually a player throws down a cannon, at least 1 cannon. Looks like cutting probes for just a little bit, putting down that cybernetics core. 1 cannon, yeah, see there you go, the 1 cannon. Nexus finally morphing in. And I'm just so jealous of those height Entis things, man. The KT ones are cool too, but the height Entis ones look almost as cool. The KT ones are a little bit better. But the height, the jackets, man, I wish I could buy them, but you really can't. The only jacket that is actually kind of available is a Hwaseng Oz one. Unfortunately, I mean, that one's cool too, but I just always won one in white. The first game I saw was actually BC versus Jaden, where BC was wearing that weird white and blue like Power Ranger suit, and it was freaking awesome. I totally wish I could have one. He had the whole uniform too. It wasn't just the jacket, he had the pants on and everything. It looks like he was about to go to like a Taekwondo tournament or something, but it was freaking awesome. Droning up has not even made, and he's just 2 Zerglings, I believe. I don't think that he's made anything else, but I could be absolutely wrong, as it looks like maybe there's just drones transferring. Some of those are drones transferring. It looks like he's got about 6 probes. He's going to be able to scout in. The scout's going to get into the base, and here comes the Zealot to harass that top base. Unfortunately for HoGiL, putting on some early pressure is Snow, doing a very nice job and turning around. Might be able to pick off that drone, but no, he's just going to get a few hits off on that hatchery. Probably won't be able to pick it off. Those drones are going to have to run away. Here come the Zerglings to defend that base. They just have to go so far. So far. And, you know, usually players go for this expansion, and it's just really far, because you see that 3 o'clock, you have to drop something in there. You can't actually get in there with a ground unit. You can't put a drone, you can't tell a drone to go and build a hatch there. It's blocked off completely. You have to actually go drop a drone in there, which makes it good for Protoss and Terran players, but kind of sucky for Zerg players just because they don't really have that capability to put down the static throws. Ooh, double Stargates. So probably gonna see Ser Reaver rather than the normal just Ser until I get my gateway units out build. Spires now up, and the first Corsair should be coming out pretty soon. There's the first Corsair coming out to do some harassment. A little bit late though, a tad bit late. If you really time it correctly, you should have your first Corsair attacking the Overlord just as the Spire is popping, so you're able to kill one off, not able to kill off any. So actually it looks like Snow might be a little bit behind just in terms of economy, because really it's just so standard to pick off an Overlord these days that you really kind of need to. The Zerg kind of just plans on it, and if you don't, then you're just going to be that much farther behind. He's going to be able to spend that larva on something else like a drone or Hydra or something, and it really, one larva doesn't seem like a lot, but he's going to have that extra food, which is going to help him out as well. He's just massing up Corsairs. I think that Scourge sees the double Stargate, so he's going to know that you know, a lot of Corsairs are on the way. Forge is spinning probably for +1 weapons, and I don't think the core spinning just yet. Probably should be spinning actually if he's going to go for this double Stargate build. And honestly, from this double Stargate build, I don't really like it that much, because you can get a bunch of Corsairs out, but I just don't think there's a whole lot you can do with those double Stargates. I mean, the off chance that you do go carriers versus Zerg, I just don't like it, but we'll see how it works for Snow. Snow's going to be able to pick off a lot of these Scourge. One of the Scourge lands, possibly. He was getting hit by that Spore Colony that entire time, unfortunately, but not doing too much damage. Citadel of a Dune going down rather than the robotics, actually. So we might be seeing a big Ser DT build, in fact, instead of Ser Reaver, which would be pretty exciting. Ser DT is always fun to watch. I actually used to do Phoenix DT in Starcraft 2 until I got up to Platinum League and people started just pushing in before I got the critical number of units, but it's actually a fun build to do. It takes a lot of micro, obviously, because you have to pick off the Overlords before your fragile DTs get picked off, and here comes some Corsairs just moving in. Ugh, I don't know if I like that. Was able to pick off all the Overlords, however he was getting hit by 3 Hydralisks as well as that Spore Colony. And now it looks like he's just moving from base to base, trying to pick off Overlords, and is probably going to just commit to this attack. Going to be able to pick off 4 here, doing a very nice job, not even losing 1 Corsair, I believe, and HoGiL's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to have to spend a lot of larva on replenishing that Overlord count. He has expanded to his 4th base already. This base by Snow is probably going to get taken out. He's probably going to have to cancel unless he's able to reinforce with some type of unit. One Zealot coming in to try to defend, but doing a very nice job of picking off these Overlords, and this is just absolutely epic. It looks like he's going in for another attack here. There's only 1 Sunken Colony to defend, able to pick off all of the Scourge. Overlords pop out, probably going to be able to pick off these Overlords, which is unfortunate for HoGiL. HoGiL's in a ton of trouble here. Zergling's kind of reinforced from the back. They're going to be able to clean up this attack, it looks like, but maybe not. It looks like these Zealots might get some drone kills, which would be absolutely awesome. We're looking at Snow's point of view now, and I think we might have actually been looking at Snow's point of view the whole time. That's what it looked like. I thought we were looking at Snow's point of view the whole time, and now we just switched back to Snow's view, but I could be I don't know, I just could be an idiot and not understand that. But Zealot's coming in as well, and now down to about 3 or 4 Corsairs, looks like 4 Corsairs, but doing massive amounts of damage in terms of economy and food. He's just doing an amazing job. Here comes a counterattack from HoGiL, though. He's going to be able to probably take out this base. There's not a huge ground army since it was dwindled down by that attack, and this base is going to go down. That's 400 minerals. That is just pretty much, as Day 9 would say, it's just an absolute paperweight. Absolutely did him nothing. Didn't get any mining from that, which is really sucky. He's not going to be able to get that money back. Here comes more Corsairs harassing more Overlords as well, and this is where the DT comes into play. A little bit of Bisu-esque. He's just not going to have detection. You know, there is no other detection besides Spore Colonies and Overlords. For Zerg, there's no scan, so if there's no Overlords in the area, you're absolutely screwed because you can't move your Spore Colonies, unfortunately. Which brings me to the question, if you move your Spore Crawlers in StarCraft 2, I wonder if it has detection when you move them. They would move pretty slowly, but I still wonder if they have detection, so it would be like a ground detector or something. If you know, leave it in the comments below. I'll probably just look it up or play a game and see if it works. But meanwhile, this DT needs to be very careful. There's an Overlord in the air. It might be able to get off a drone kill or 2, but this Overlord does have speed. Going to be following it. Probably not going to get more than 2 kills, and that's all it gets. It can't kill those HoGiLists in one shot. Trying to rebuild that base is Snow. He's coming in here with another force, but there's just a lot of HoGiLists. Comparatively, he's going to have to get off some Jambi-type storms if he's able to hold this off. And honestly, I don't know if he's going to be able to. There's a lot of Zealots. They do have that speed upgraded, which is going to help him out. Snow, meanwhile, has picked up his 4th base. Well, I guess his 3rd base. His 4th base is building at that top left-ish position. But he does have that base at the bottom left. So he's at even bases with HoGiL, which is absolutely awesome for the Protoss player. Lurker Tech now in for HoGiL as well, and here he comes engaging over this ramp. Not good storms at all, really only catching about 2 HoGiLists, unfortunately, but HoGiL meanwhile nonetheless is backing up. There are lurkers out, and he doesn't have detection. I don't even know if he has robotics, to be completely honest. That lurker is going to be very annoying, not going to allow him to transfer probes at all. The HoGiLists are coming up to this base. Storm killing off that lurker, but there's just so many HoGiLists, man. They're going to be able to kill off those cannons, probably not going to be able to kill off the base. This is going to be defended by Snow, luckily for him. And you see how those Zealots just absolutely tear through HoGiLists. They just do such a good job. HoGiL's going to have to back up and regroup his army. Mutalisk now out, so it looks like HoGiL is just throwing in a little bit of everything and the kitchen sink, because he's going pretty much every type of tech you can go. To be completely honest, there's not much else you can go at layer tech at the tier 2 tech tree. Here comes a drop, possibly. We're gonna have to see what's in there. Probably High Templar, I'm assuming. This is probably gonna be a storm drop. See if he can get this off. Here comes a shuttle. Oh man, not moving his drones, and storm going off on the Mutalisk and the probe line, or the drone line, doing a very nice job, able to kill off all of those Mutalisks. Scourge cloning on a lot of those Corsairs, unfortunately, so only 1 Corsair left, which is not going to do that much damage. I think that the Mutalisk might be able to take that, but no. Looks like it's backing up, but the Mutalisk trying to pick off these High Templar. This is really bad for the Protoss player, as he does not have any type of anti-air besides those storms. Here comes the Archon finally. 1 more Corsair in the mix. That Zealot at the top right was being so annoying, able to pick off some drones. Very nice job of leaving that, keeping up the harassment. This Nexus is now almost fully functional, and it looks like he's dropped a probe in the 9 o'clock position as well, so he's going to be at 5 bases to HoGil's 4, which is going to put him at an advantage in terms of economy. Robotics Bay and robotic support now going up, so we're going to see some Reavers, which is going to be awesome. Probably some Reaver drop stuff like that. He needs more Corsairs though, because it looks like HoGiL's maintained a good number of Mutalisks, able to pick off that Corsair. Unfortunately, just needs more Corsairs. He's not going very Corsair heavy. It looks like he's not even going to go for more Corsair. He's going to rely on his Dragoons and make it a kind of Protoss ball, which, you know, the Protoss, you need that critical ball. Gonna go for those Dragoons instead of the Corsairs, trying to push in here. I don't think he's going to commit to this. More units streaming, and you can just see that stream of yellow. Something's going over to Snow's base comparatively. Don't know what that is. And, oh man, they're gonna go in for an attack. And actually, wow, I apologize for that. It looks like you can just go into those 3 and those 9 o'clock positions. I really thought you could not actually, because on the picture that the map was on in Team Liquid, it showed that I didn't really see the ramp there, but I apologize for not knowing that. It's kind of peculiar that that HoGiL did not go for this base, but meanwhile HoGiL's gonna probably be able to clean this up, probably gonna be able to kill off this Nexus, unfortunately, and so it's gonna put 0 back at 4 bases, and HoGiL meanwhile is still at 4 bases. Looked like he might be trying to expand at that 12 o'clock position, just from the shape of the yellow there. Could be something else though. Maybe that's not an expansion, not sure. Looks like DT and Zealot trying to get in here, not doing too much. Overlords being killed by these Corsairs. Corsairs coming in. Here comes the Scourge. He needs to be able to kill these. Oh man, losing 2 of those Corsairs. Probably should have microed just a tad bit better. Zergling's going to the bottom left, and this is absolutely crazy. Just both players just putting on such harassments. More cannons going up. I think that these cannons will be able to deter away these Zerglings. Are able to. 3 cannons are usually enough, and he's even building more than that. He's just really worried about reinforcing that bottom left base, which, I mean, he should be. It's so far away from all his producing units. As you know, in Starcraft Broodwar, there aren't warp gates, so you just can't magically warp in units there. He's gonna have to move his whole entire army. There's no base at that 12 o'clock, so it looks like he's just rallying his troops there. Here comes the shuttle. Oh man, that would be absolutely terrible if it got picked off, but HoGiL's moving in nonetheless. Good storm by Snow, but I think that this base is just absolutely going to be ransacked. But no! Able to come out ahead, and it's just Zerglings in the area, able to kill off all the Mutalisks, and by some miracle means he was able to kill off that force that came into the base without losing the Nexus, not even getting too many shots off on it, not even losing a bunch of probes. Really nice job. You can see the 22 kills on that Templar, which is just absolutely ridiculous, that hero Templar doing so much damage. So he's got the bottom left base secure, he's got the mid bases secure. Snow's looking in a commanding position. As of now, he just put a Reaver into that shuttle. As long as he gets something off with that Reaver, man, he's going to be way, way ahead. And more Zerglings streaming in. He's going to need to use that Reaver just at the nick of time, doing a very nice job of microing that Reaver. Just going to get some hits off on those Zerglings. And really, you can micro pretty freaking well with, oh, well, there's a lot of Zerglings coming in, actually, but usually you can micro fairly well versus Zerglings. But, oh man, they're going to go for a Nexus snipe, and this Nexus is going to go down. That's going to be terrible for Snow. I thought that he had that expansion completely defended, but unfortunately he didn't, and his whole army was there and everything. He had the Reaver. Just a few bad Scarabs really made it terrible for him. Ooh, and Greater Spire, so we're gonna see Guardians. I can't see why he would go something like really big Devourers. I think that would be idiotic, but he could. I mean, if he really wanted to defend against these Corsairs, but I think it's definitely gonna be for Guardians. Actually, I was just making a joke. I know it's going to be for Guardians. But this Lurker is going to be absolutely so annoying in the back of that base. He doesn't have an Observer down there, which is really unfortunate. 2 DTs would just slice up that Lurker, but unfortunately, because there's no detection, it's kind of funny how the DTs are going to get killed by, or not killed, but they can't attack something. Never mind. You guys know what I meant. Here comes Snow, coming in for an attack here, pushing in at the front. of HoGiL's base. Gonna have to back up though, just does not have enough units, and this Nexus is again gonna go down. Hopefully he canceled that, hopefully he didn't lose those minerals by that. But what I was saying, it's kind of funny how the DTs can't attack something that is underground and you need detection to kill, because you need detection to kill a DT. That was my whole joke, which wasn't funny, obviously. But now Snow's gonna be at 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 bases, but in terms of mining, he's really gonna only be at 2. Meanwhile, HoGiL is gonna be at 4 still. He's very, very quickly mining out his bases though, and so I'm really super surprised he hasn't at least expanded to that 3 o'clock position. It seems like it'd be a pretty safe bet for him. Even the 12 o'clock would be moderately safe since he is rallying all of his troops there continuously. This Overlord is going to go down, unfortunately, to these Corsairs. He does have a Defiler in the mix, so probably some Dark Swarm. Although that Dark Swarm's not going to be the most effective thing, just because the army now isn't as Zealot heavy as it was. There's a little bit more Dragoons. I mean, it's not as just Dragoon heavy is what I meant. There are Archons in the mix along with Zealots, so not super effective. And with those Zealots, it's really not even going to matter if he's got a million swarms, because those Zealots will just tear through Zerglings. There is +1 Carapace for air, as well as +1 attack, but +1 shields for the Protoss player. Wow, he just went for +1 shields. He didn't even go for +1 attack or anything. Just getting that +1 shields, that's kind of peculiar, to be completely honest. But probably should, you know, both players are just kind of behind in their upgrades, man. I think that's, yeah, that is a 0. Both, they don't, wow. I would have assumed that he would have got like at least +1/+1 on his army. Storm going off on the Guardians. The Guardians are just going to be able to do a lot of damage, though. Unfortunately, he needs Dragoons in the air. He needs Corsairs at the very least. Where are the Corsairs? Where are the Dragoons? His whole infrastructure down here is going to go down. The Robo is going to go down. The gateways are going to go down. This Nexus might even go down, and that's going to be very bad for Snow. Here comes more Zerglings coming in. This Archon's going to play a huge role, especially with this DT. He's going to play a huge role as well. He's trying to reinforce with that shuttle and the Reaver is what I'm assuming. Here comes some Archons trying to kill off that Guardian. Needs to make sure that his Nexus doesn't get sniped. Another good Storm. Pretty much able to defend, but oh, both Archons die. Swarm going off. Not really going to be too effective. That Swarm's going to be effective just because it's right over those cannons. The Archons are going to do less damage, but they still do splash damage, which is decently effective. But as you can see, you know, that Archon is just taking forever to kill off that Defiler. Does not even get it. And possibly a base going down at the 12 o'clock. A base was going down at the 3, just got picked off by a Zealot. But I think that HoGiL is in desperate need of, ooh, nice job plaguing the infrastructure there. Going to go for probably a huge Zergling break was what I'm assuming. But he really kind of, well, I guess he's not even that much of a need of minerals. He does have those top 2 bases, look, they have pretty good saturation on the minerals, and Doom Drop coming in at the bottom left here. If he can get in before these cannons morph in, that's going to be really crucial. There are 2 Reavers there, so if those Reavers are able to stay alive, they can do so much damage. But if he's able to pick them off right at the front, he's not even going to drop until he's right on top of the Reavers, it looks like. Just going to be able to pick them off almost outright, but even surrounding the Reaver, those Zerglings aren't going to do too much because they're just going to all pop. The Reaver looks like it's able to stay alive. The Lurkers die, and it looks like this drop is going to be defended, but at the same time he's going in at this natural base here, trying to take it out, unable to do so. Drop fails, and this base lives on to fight another day. Not trying to retake any of those bases is kind of peculiar. Looks like, uh-oh, Snow's going in for a big attack here from the west, I guess you could say. And he's going to probably try to go in to the natural. He has a big mound of forces. His army is completely out of position to defend any type of attack at the north. He's going to have to pretty much rely on these 2 Reavers and the Storms. Swarms going off. Pretty good Swarms, I'd have to say. Not right over the cannons, but it really doesn't. You really don't need them to be. You just need them to be to where you can attack the cannons, and the cannons attack you. Those cannons are doing absolutely no damage. Archon goes down. Guardians morphing in. And, uh-oh, these Guardians are going to probably be able to take out this Archon. They need to take out the other Archon. That's going to be absolutely terrible. more Templar in the area. Gonna be able to do some storms. These Guardians aren't very good at dodging storms just because they are so slow, and it looks like Snow's actually gonna pull back his army and try to take care of this. Just a huge massive yellow though. It really looks a lot worse than it is, but here come the Zerglings attacking the cannons. They're gonna be surrounding the Reavers. These Reavers almost going down. Very good micro by Snow, able to save both of those Reavers, and this is going to get cleaned up, able to kill off the Defiler as well. Very nice job by Snow defending this, but he took long enough. It looks like he was a little bit hesitant as to whether he needed to really go back with his whole entire army or not, but deciding to do so, very smart decision. Don't those jackets just look awesome? They honestly do. They just look like the most awesome thing. Zerglings coming in, might be able to pick off some Dragoons, but with some good micro and some good, wow, almost self-storming there, but with some good storm, he's going to be able to take that. And so, since this is the last cast for day 2, I think that this is going to be my last MSL cast until the finals. I'll probably do the finals. Might do Bisu versus Stork and Jaedong versus Midas. And oh, Reverb able to pick off 2 of those drones. Going to be picking off that Sun Colony as well. Lurkers coming up in play as well, but just barely escaping from those Scourge in the nick of time. But like I was saying, I'll probably do that. But Ranchin actually is coming back, I believe. He actually kind of was mad at me for putting an ad on his channel, which I think he just should have PM'd me or something and been like, don't do that, instead of saying that I was being disrespectful to him. Because I mean, I get where he's coming from, but I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. And so I'll go back to doing some Pro League stuff. Probably do some Winners League stuff, because Winners League is always fun. It doesn't really mean a whole lot, but it's always fun to cast those types of games, see if anyone can do a whole team kill, which is awesome. I think that Bisu, if I had to pick anyone to do it, I would actually pick Stork, sadly enough. Stork or Jaedong. Even though Jaedong has been playing a little bit shaky lately, I'd still pick him. Can't really pick Bisu. Bisu kind of, I don't know, I just have a feeling that he's not going to do it, even though he is playing phenomenal in the as of late. Don't really want to say anything else about that. But HoGiL coming in at the bottom left, trying to break at the bottom left, kind of was like, oh, okay, I'm tired of going to the north, and I'm going to come in here. Able to pick off one cannon. There's a DT in the mix. Don't know if he has any type of detection. He does not. There's the Overlord. Able to pick off the TT very quickly. This Nexus is probably going to go down. Probably going to go for a Nexus snipe. And this Nexus is going to go down. Oh, man. Another Nexus down for Snow. Snow's just having to deal with Nexus after Nexus after Nexus, dying pretty much. There are 2 Reavers on the high ground as his robotics is down there. Base going up at the 6 o'clock. This is definitely not going to go up. There's absolutely no way that this base is going to go up. And so he's still going to be pretty much at the same amount of bases as he was before. He actually has expanded to these 2 bases out here, so he's going to be, I believe, at 6 mining bases for the time being, but this Nexus might go down as well. There's just a ton of Archons, and Archons are going to be able to do so much damage regardless of the Swarm. There's a Dark Swarm, but the Archons are right under it, going to be able to do some damage. Those Hydralisks, kind of counterproductive, because they're not going to be able to hit anything under that Dark Swarm, which is kind of funny. But there is a Lurker, I believe, down in that area. Here comes the Reaver, just doing so much damage. There goes the Hatchery, able to snipe that, doing a very nice job. And now in terms of mining bases, he's out. That's not even a mining base. 1, 2, 2. So 2 mining bases. Going to be at 3 kind of soon to Snow's 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. So 3.5. We'll say, ooh, very good plague on those 2 Reavers, doing a very nice job before death. And these Reavers are probably going to go down. They have almost absolutely no chance, in my opinion. There they go. A lot of minerals, a lot of gas just lost by Snow, but he is, you know, at least 1.5 bases above the Zerg player, which is not good for the Zerg at all. Snow's reinforcing this attack. Ooh, good plague though. Good plague there. Really is not going to matter too much. Archons don't even have health at all to begin with, so that plague is pretty much, like, it doesn't even matter. to be honest, because Archons have like 0 health. All of their health is on shields, which makes EMPs against them very, very effective. Literally 10 health. So, nothing anything too good. He's actually upgraded the shields. Maybe that's why he upgraded the shields, is for the Archons. Never really thought of that, because you usually don't see players upgrade shields too much in StarCraft 2. And even in Brood War, you usually see more attack and armor upgrades than shields usually. But he does have +3 shields. I guess what the +3 shields are for also, I guess it's not that unstandard, because what he gets the +3 shields for is his, like, things like his Nexus and his cannons and his buildings, because it does help out your buildings. So that's probably what that's for. Not too uncommon, actually, now that I think about that. Here comes a big attack from Snow. Going to be going for this southern base. Just so many Archons in the air. It does have an Observer. Going to be able to take out these Lurkers fairly fast. I think it's going to be GG from Zerg, aka HoGiL. Why did you rename yourself Zerg? I forgot about that. That's such an idiotic thing. Zerg. That's it. Not even like Zerg Bong or July Zerg, but just Zerg. Anyways, long game, but exciting nonetheless. Back and forth, base sniping on both sides. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, give me a like, and comment below. Sorry for messing up the 3 and the 9 o'clock positions, as well as the shield upgrades, because that obviously makes a lot of sense.